My lord, 3 things before we get into this episode, yeah?
Ooh, it kind of made my bum squeak a little bit.
Number 1, Scarlett, what just happened? What just happened to Scarlett on this episode? Eh? Let me just straighten up this camera. Number 2, Michelle Visage was like a sniper with how pinpoint she was with the critiques on this episode. And number 3, Charissa has a big chopper. And also, if you want to see me react to the madness that was Drag Lexa live and raw and just what was that? Carry on. Then just slide over to the Patreon because it's happening there. It's happening, it's alright. And in that land, I'd like to say thank you to the executive producers of this show, yeah? Anthony Payton, Brandon Brown, Daniel Robles, DJ Large, Ebenezer Yanez, Franco Sings, Jim Doyle, Jim Yusoff, Joel Walgren, Carl Rodriguez, Sai Watmow. And I'll also give a little tip off to Slash Disco. You've been there right from the start, you know what I mean? Nice to see your name. Okay, let's fire in. I've got about 20 minutes, because I've ordered an Uber Eats. Been naughty lately, but oh well. Okay, so we're here. Charity's saying she doesn't think she's showing the best of what she can do, but she has. On the fashion side, the runways, obviously she's a bit unconfident about the actual maybe challenges and stuff, but is that her side? You know, is she a comedic queen? I don't know. Do you think Charity is a full package, or is she like a high fashion look queen, you know what I mean? You tell me. Okay, BDE, what else? You tell me, have a bit of fun. What else could BDE stand for instead of Big Drag Energy? Just my question to you. I wrote on my notes, I want you to tell me. Also in the workroom, I like how everybody's asking Scarlett, what was going on with the white tissue flag? I thought it were a wet wipe.
Oh, that's what that white thing was. Yeah. It's like, she wins, I'm out.
Yeah, that's what
No, it was the opposite.
You're right, babe.
Yeah, I am. Did anybody at all, because we get a close-up, not put their hand up for the doggy thing? And if they didn't, who do you think it was? Now, I love this as a viewer, but you'd hate it being there, asking to team up with one individual person. If you were left out in this, you'd feel pretty pooped, which is how Scarlett did. But like, how does Scarlett and Charity know each other? I saw Charity say it earlier, but how do they know each other? A drag scene? I don't know, you tell me. And Scarlett, if you're watching, you tell me, because I know you comment on these videos. You know what I'm saying? Now, this whole challenge about the doggy thing, I did not like this challenge. Like, I did not even, this whole episode, to sum it up, I didn't like it. But the dog thing, I didn't like it. But if anybody did perform well in this, they are a true comedian, on the spot funny. Because if I were told to walk a dog or pretend to be a dog and try to be funny, it'd be so embarrassing. And I also wrote at uni, yeah? Like the one time I did filmmaking at uni, we were all told to just act on the spot, and I just wanted to leave the class because we ended up, everyone else were funny. We just ended up running around in a circle, chasing each other, shouting. And it just ended, and I just thought, what have I just done? What have I actually just done? There's people in this room. I've just blown my entire reputation for the next 3 years. Just what I tell you. Scarlett says Kitty's name here as if like it's the end of a movie where 2 lovers have parted, but they've realised they love each other and they come back together.
Kitty.
Yay.
But here we start to see some cracks. I mean, what's going on? Scarlett, what was going on this episode? The pettiness from Scarlett and Charity is starting. This is why world wars happen. People being petty. Teresa, I love this. There are no bad ideas in a brainstorm.
Let's get all the thoughts out, and if something is it's out.
I'm going to use that for every staff meeting ever. I have one this Sunday, I'm going to use it this Sunday. Jim, you're going to be there, I'm going to use it this Sunday. Too much big energy happening in Crystal's group. We're here in Charity, people banging back and forth. It's like, who can hold the biggest torch? Don't know what that means. Nobody really taking the lead other than Charity. I don't know, there needs to be a leader in a group, kinda. It's very rare 4 people are all going to have the same type of idea at one go, you know?
Your audition reel was one that I looked at a few times because it was just so funny.
Can we see Scarlett's tape anywhere? Is there somewhere we can watch it? Why is it so funny? I want to know. If Ru's been rewatching that stuff, I want to know why. Where is it, Scarlett? My lord, the audacity, the confidence of Ru to tell Charissa she has a big swinger. She has a big meaty tuck. I mean, imagine someone saying that to Ru.
And you have a meaty tuck, girl.
I do have a very big penis, yeah.
Acting, girl.
Okay, I'll stick it up my bum bum.
But this segment just goes to show just how funny Charissa is on the spot as well, working, even just talking about willies. Just talking about willies, being funny in 20 seconds. Worthy of winning the entire show in that 20 seconds for how funny she is talking about willies. At this moment, I'm really happy how Charity is not happy with everybody going off and doing the makeup and not focusing on writing the script, which she's doing. She's taking the workload. You know, I'm watching this thinking this refers back to work, you know, when you get stressed out and you feel like, why is everyone chilling and I'm not, and I'm putting the work in. You know what I'm saying? I understood Charity at that moment. I like, you tell them. You tell them. Now when we get to this rehearsal, I have no idea why people, it's like everybody had mushrooms before and just thought this was a great idea.
Yeah. Do you think that take was good and we move on?
Don't understand what's going on. How confident they all are over what's happening. Kitty on the toilet, Scarlett's like, yep, like next scene, it's not, what's going on?
I look so amazing today.
In this rehearsal bit, Ella reminds me of a horror massively from the way she's speaking right there. And for some reason, the Chalisa bit was funny. It's just how she is. Like Michelle says later on in the show, Chalisa could have been Alexa just from the Spanish accent and maybe language and play with it. It would have worked great. Like here, I don't know why they're feeling surprised and a bit whoa over Charity taking charge, because she was taking charge of writing the script. They need a leader, they need someone to get on with it. Charity performed. Charity did it. And if anybody else were to step in here, it could have turned into a bit of an even bigger mess. I think if everyone started throwing ideas in, it could have gone out the window. Poo. At this point, Charity is starting to grow on me in the show as a whole, for real. Like for real, which I didn't expect. Uber Eats is on the way. Scarlett talking about her mum and how they didn't get along when they were younger and kind of went back and forth arguing. It's weird how when we grow older we understand why as parents do things so much, and I look back and think, why did I act the way I acted around my parents sometimes, and why were I so stubborn about things? You start to understand why they made certain decisions and why things were hard. You know, as you get older you start to live almost the lives that they were living. Not having kids wise, but you sometimes think back over things that have happened, and now like Scarlett's relationship with the mum, she's saying it's like blossomed and it's more understanding, and you know it's so awful that she's poorly and it's going this way, and she's feeling like she needs to almost succeed and win the show for her mum. But I mean, Scarlett, you have succeeded already. You're already influencing people around the world. You are being you, and no show and no prize will beat the understanding and like love that two people can have, a mutual respect. I don't know, I could go on all night. Yeah, Scarlett, you're already a winner. You don't even need to double think that. Okay, then we move on to Expenny Henny. Let's go straight for the notes. Ella, I would have liked to have seen more ass on that turn. You know, just like skin, I would have liked to have seen the line, you know. Scarlett looks like Elsa after dealing with like the mafia and she's met a bad man, turned her a bit, you know, loose cannony, a bit rock and roll. Kitty I thought looked really good, but not amazing. Everyone was blown by this. But I love Alan's comment. I think he said Bitcoin bitch, and that was funny. That was funny. Chalisa, I wasn't really feeling it. I started to panic here. I thought she did alright in the challenge compared to some other people, but the look, I don't know. You know, with a really white makeup type of thing, I was wasn't feeling it. You know, this entire round, want to call it, this challenge, Expenny, made for crystal in crystals, looking like a ting, shaped like a ting. Worked great. Looked like, but once again, like we said it before, Zakaria, not blown away. You expect it, but you are blown. Do you know? I need to stop saying you know. River looking like a princess. This was great. Like angelic.
Hi, buddy.
Hi.
Are you okay?
River bringing the heritage, looking great. The best look of the night. It's not often I'm like, oh yeah, watching it. Look how happy I am. The food's here. It's not often I'm amazed, but that were a good thing. Charity comes out looking like the Green Goblin just had Tinkerbell sprinkle fairy dust on him, but looks really good. Like really good. Vanity. The thing I'll say about this was, I know I'm a makeup guy and all this, but Vanity looked like a top tier thing. The face looked really good, really good thing. But the outfit, when she was saying like a chandelier, it's how it was stuck on, almost, it looked like just a plasticky like body sheet. You know, I wish there were maybe, I don't know what you could have had. If anyone's a fashion expert, all the jewels and the sparkles, I feel like could have been some underlining it. That's my fashion take on this. Other than that, face looked good. Then we got a drag Alexa. What an absolute mess. It was. You knew it wasn't going to go down well, and if anyone were clapping after this, it were a lie. The whole poo thing, even Chalisa going crazy and all this at Ella, it just didn't work out. The only funny bit in Scarlett's group was when they said a homo, no. That was funny. And that's it. And then as soon as we cut back to Ru, my anus clenched. When he pulls that face, you know something is coming that's bad. I didn't even write any notes for Crystal's group. It was I just put both just as bad as each other. I thought it was such a good opportunity to do a good performance. It could have been such a funny thing to watch, and it was. Then we cut back to Ru's face again, and my anus is cracked at this point. It's bad news. Like I was saying at the start, Michelle's critiques for every single person were absolutely pinpoint. It wasn't just like, oh yeah, I want to see something different. It was like pinpoint, you did that wrong, you did that wrong, you did that right. It was fire.
Go. It just ages you. I think it could be modernized just a little bit. First of all, that cane should not have been gotten rid of back then. You know, you should have had it the whole way down. It would. You wanted to poop Spanish, and because your accent is so thick, that's the perfect voice to have been Draglexa.
And once again, I hate this, but I love it as a viewer. Who would you eliminate? Oh my word! I want to say it can cause beef, and it did cause beef.
So I want to hear from you. Who should go home this week?
And at this point, you tell me, who would you put in the bottom 2 of this episode? You know, right, Scarlett. This is when the whole Scarlett thing starts to happen. One thing I was surprised what Scarlett said was
because she came in yesterday with a really negative attitude, and I don't think there's a place for that.
Scarlett, you can't say that after the attitude you had after you forgot your lines last week or the week before. Completely lost your motivation for it. Bad attitude.
Fraction. I'd like to say that I had many great ideas.
Scarlett got a bite, and after Scarlett bit, oh my word, she's getting rammed.
Ooh, it kind of made my bum squeak a little bit.
I like how Ella mentioned bum squeak. You know, instead of me saying bum clench, maybe a bum squeak sounds a bit nicer. Then we hit the workroom. Scarlett not wanting to talk with everybody. What is going on?
Scarlett, how do you feel? I'm not interested in talking, thanks.
I even write my notes. Scarlett, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's a competition. I mean, come on. Come on. I even said in another video, Scarlett looked like my future wife the way she was looking. Can't be my future wife if you're having tiffs like that and you're pulling moves like that. You know what I'm saying? And she's at the backstage looking like some kind of rock star who's gone off rails, needs to have a cig backstage and contemplate life. And then she comes back mentioning how she feels like these relationships she's built aren't real because of this argument they've just had. But there are ups and downs in relationships. It's how it works. And this is a competition. I mean, this is what was going to come. Maybe they've had it too easy so far. Maybe they needed this bit of a stirring of the pot. I'm glad this happened. But even though all that happened and Scarlett being a bit off, I don't think Ella should have said it again. Obviously going to trigger it all again. And I just thought, you know, it was pointless. Okay, so we get Scarlett, Vanity and Charity in the bottom. But then we just get Scarlett and Charity. I don't think this should have been the bottom 2. I'll be honest, I do love the Choriza, but I think Choriza should have been in the bottom this time. And it's weird to even think the same bottom 2 again from last week. Okay, lip sync takes place. It's actually really good. It's like heaven and hell going at it. It looks cinematic the way it is. The costumes, the music, it's good. It's great. And as soon as it finishes, Scarlett looks ready to kill in this little bit. Charity goes home. I am very surprised. Especially in an episode where I feel like she's just growing on me, and maybe everyone who's watching. So I'm kind of sad to actually see Charity go, which I'm surprised about again. But the show is the show, innit? I'm still surprised Victoria's not come back, or if she is going to come back. Maybe she's not going to, maybe she is. I do wish Charity stayed longer. I feel like she'll become a fan favourite a few more episodes in, literally. But that wraps it up. If you want to join me on Patreon, stuff's on there. I'll be putting stuff on there, blah blah blah. I'll see you there. I've got work tomorrow. I've had the last few Fridays off, so I've been able to edit, so this might be a bit later, but I'm going to try tonight, stay up late hours, and get this out. So, Uber time, and ciao ciao.